Seem like on the scoreboard it looks like y'all may be on track, but I guess looking at how things are today at practice, it's some things y'all definitely want to try to still find out.
Yeah, we got to eliminate penalties. We had 13 penalties. That's unheard of. We had 9 missed tackles, which is actually a reduction from before, but we're holding them accountable. They got to run for that kind of thing. And the other group out there is poor grades, so we're also taking care of grades. We'd like mamas and daddies to check their report cards daily because they have it on their phones, Power School. But we're still, we're not allowing D's and F's. So that's why that group's so big.
So when you look at it, though, the last couple of games, it just seemed like this team is sort of getting into the form you wanted.
I did a poor job of getting us into what we needed to be into, what we needed to be doing. Some teams are like that. Some years it's like that. Some years you find right away how you're going to run the ball, what you're going to run. Your pass plays. What your go-to stuff is. We just never played well enough at the beginning to get into a rhythm and figure out what we're pretty good at. And I think we're getting closer to that now, closer to what I think Dutch Fork football is. We're not there yet, but we're getting better. And the guys all feel like this is their time of year. We coaches definitely feel like this is our time of year. So we're trying to ramp it up and get these mistakes eliminated and just keep getting better every day.
Just how has the secondary sort of stepped up, at least improved?
Yeah, we got a 9th grader starting back there. We got a couple of seniors that we've had to move around. We got a couple of injuries, so it's I'm not making excuses for them, but they've got to pick it up and they got to play better, and they have done so in the last couple of games, playing better. So we're thinking about moving Landon Collins back there, but I don't know if he can run good enough to go back there.
And then you look at your defensive line. Of course, that was supposed to be the high point of this team. Just who are some of the guys that seem like they've stepped up even more?
Well, Jaden Worth and Julian Walker definitely big-time D1 football players, and they're dominating the edge. We got to play a little better inside, and I think they are playing a little better inside. We got 3 or 4 guys, Colgrove, Luciano. We got several guys that are playing pretty decent in there, but I think they can play better. Raleigh, who was many times the last 2 years the best player on the field, has not played up to his potential because he's been dinged up. But I think he's 100% now, and he played Friday night like the old Raleigh. So we really need him to play at the top of his game. He's a great high school football player, and we just hadn't got the most out of him that we expected. But some teams are better. We played some really good competition at the beginning, and we just didn't. He didn't always get the job done, and that's the nature of football.
Well, before looking to Friday, just what do you remember about 10 years ago was the 10th year of the flood, and just what do you remember about just during that period?
Nothing. I don't even remember. I mean, nothing. I don't know if it disrupted football or not. I swear I don't remember. That's just the kind of guy I am. I guess it's sad to say, but this is my world right here. This River Bluff week right here, this is my world. I don't know, how colleges did Saturday, how the pros did yesterday. This is my world right now, and I don't even know who the president is. So it's just like I'm focused on what we're doing and trying to figure out a way to get better. And I said at the beginning of the year, if we didn't win a state championship, the principal ought to fire me. So I think we should win a state championship. So there's a little pressure. I put pressure on myself. I hate losing. I have a great fear of losing, and we got to get better, and that's I'm in charge of that.
Well, I remember that because it was 10 years ago when you had the game against Ridgeview during that short week, and now it's the same coach you're going against now this week.
Oh yeah, well, it was Coach Park. So yes. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I wish I was more historically oriented than that, but I don't. I barely remember what happened last week. So we're focused on River Bluff.
Mm-hmm. Have you kept up with the RPIs and how the points are, and just in terms of?
I have not. Coach Pelham asked me how we thought we'd stack up in the playoffs. I went, playoffs? I have no idea. I even asked him I don't know if we're in the north or the south. I don't know if we're in the upper region or lower region. I know that's hard for people to believe, but that's my life. That's just the way. That's the way I do it. When the time comes, I'll be ready and I'll be gung ho and I'll fight like heck or die trying.